Welcome. This gentle shoulder strengthening practice is for medical yoga practice, and it's designed to help strengthen and support your shoulder if it's been injured or if it's just not working well for you at the moment. Please note that you do not have to get on the floor for all of these positions. Each one of the ones that's on the floor you can perform in a seated position in a chair. I'll make a note when we get to those poses. But for now, if you think you'll need a chair, go grab one. Otherwise, let's get started. Okay, so we are going to start sitting, either in your chair or all the way on the ground. And leg position isn't super important for this one. Remember, we are focusing on the shoulder for this practice. But it's always a good idea to start with an abdominal strengthening. So we use our arms like it's nothing until they hurt, right? And something goes wrong. So coming back to the core, strengthening the abdominal muscles is absolutely key for being able to move your arms, especially reaching and pushing and pulling and all that kind of good stuff. So we're starting with the breath of fire. And if you need more detailed description on this, please see my Foundations of Yoga video for breath of fire. But for our purposes today, let's come into a seated position and maybe roll the shoulder blades down the back. You can keep your hands on your knees, or if it's more comfortable or you like the cueing, you can place your hands on your belly. And what we'll do for breath of fire is it's almost a passive breath in as we expand the belly and the chest, and then a quick and forceful breath out through the mouth. So, and we'll do it kind of fast, and it should be audible. So get ready for some funny looks if you're with anybody, but ready. Okay, so breathing in passively, filling the belly and lungs, and then quick breathing out. Tighten those abdominal muscles and really bring them in fast. And I'm going to start flowing with my breath and stop talking, so go ahead and do the same. And then come to normal breathing. Always take a break anytime that you start to get lightheaded, or if your abs get really sore, tired. I needed a little break there, so let's go ahead and do one more round of that. I think we got to about 20 breaths last time, or I got to about 20 breaths. Return breathing to normal. Next we're going to come into a serve the platter. So we're going to bend up the knees, feet parallel with each other. A little bit of space, but not much between the knees. Lengthen the spine, pull the belly button in and up to engage the abdominals. Elbows are going to be at our sides, and hands are going to be above the knees. And then we're going to lean back a little bit. Engage those abdominal muscles even further, so when you start to feel that little bit of resistance, that little bit of shaking, that's a good place to stop. And then we're going to move with this. So we're going to rotate to the right and to the left. You can do slow breathing this time, breathing in as you go to the right, and breathing out as you go to the left. Or you can pick up the pace here, breathing in and breathing out faster. Now, option here to lengthen the arms away from you. So really, as you breathe in to the right, lengthen those arms. And then breathe out, come back to center. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Rotate to the left, lengthen the arms away. Breathe in, come back to center. Breathe out to the right and lengthen the arms away. Breathe in, come back to center. Let's do one more on each side. I think it'll even it up if I go one more on the left. And then come all the way back up. Go ahead and cross the legs. And we're going to practice just a few moves in standing after this one. So we're going to cross the arms, stack one forearm on top of the other. And then nice tight tummy here, pull the belly button in and up and lengthen that spine towards the ceiling. We're going to just lift the elbows up. Try to keep the shoulder blades relaxed and moving down your spine. And it doesn't matter how high up you go as long as you are listening to your body and only moving in a range that does not increase pain. Now, stretch is different than pain. Please be aware of the difference. So let's try lifting those forearms again, keeping those shoulder blades relaxed down, and then release. Let's do one more on this side, and then we're going to switch so that the left forearm is on top. Nice tight tummy, head retracted, shoulder blades down the back. Great. So switching now, my left forearm is on top of my right. We're going to do 3 lifts over here. Keeping the shoulder blades down, shoulders relaxed. It's not helpful to learn patterns that are dysfunctional, like if you've got your shoulders up here. So just try to keep everything relaxed and not push past what is doable for you. I think we've got one more here. Great. Okay, next we're going to come up into standing, and we're going to need a wall for this. So getting up into standing however you're able to do. And we're going to take our arms, our forearms are going to be along the wall. And we want to keep elbows pointing down and palms on the wall. Just like that. So if you are just standing next to the wall, you will be putting less weight through the shoulders. So gauge it based on what your body tells you is appropriate. You don't want to be hurting, but you also don't want to be doing something that's not going to be helpful. So if you need a little bit more resistance, if you want to work a little bit more with this particular pose, step your feet back just a little bit so that you're almost in a plank in this position here. So I'm feeling a little bit of weight going through my forearms from the lean of my body. Make sure here that our middle fingers are parallel. They're not pointing towards each other. And we want to keep thinking about squeezing a ball between the elbows. Keep the abdominal muscles engaged. Scoop that belly button in and up and knit your low ribs together. So body's in a nice straight line. We're not allowing any sagging. Good. Setting the shoulder blades, nice tight tummy, and hold this as long as you're comfortable with. Feel free to take a break at any time that you need to, and then jump right back in. Okay, and then next pose we're going to do is sliding up the wall. So we're going to bring our elbows together a little bit. Hands are still parallel with each other, middle fingers still parallel, squeezing the elbows together like we've got a box or a ball in between the elbows. And then we're just going to slide the forearms up the wall towards the ceiling. Keep squeezing that ball, keep squeezing that belly, try not to sag, and just work in a range that is comfortable and non-painful for you. You can either go up and hold to get more of a stretch, or if you'd like to work more with strengthening, we're going to just slide up and down the wall. Remember to squeeze that ball in between the elbows and squeeze that belly button in and up. No need to compromise other body areas here. And again, this is just based on how many to do that feels right for your body. So this is, I think, number 5, but if you were done at 3, it's okay to quit at 3. Awesome. All right, let's lower all the way down. Let's try to maintain some integrity and control as we're bringing our hands back down. Then we're going to step back onto the mat and work on a couple warrior poses. So, with our feet together in mountain pose, shoulder blades down the back. If you need some balance support here, it's a good idea to have a wall or a chair nearby that you can stabilize yourself with. Otherwise, we're going to take a nice long step back. Try not to look because, yes, the ground is still there even if you don't see it. It's a great confidence challenge. So anyway, take that nice step back. We're going to plant that right heel down behind with the feet angled about 45 degrees towards the front of the mat, and the left knee is over top of the left ankle. We're going to come into a warrior 1 here. So you can either have hands together and reaching forward and up, and see how far your range goes with your shoulder, or we have an option here to do lower arms. So if reaching forward is all you got, that's okay. Just work with what you got. Remember to keep your belly button pulled in and up. Low ribs are knit together. Squeezing the left sit bone towards the right inner thigh. And then lift your toes and gently place them back down. Anytime you get too tired, it's okay to change the arms, get a new position, and then we're going to open up into a warrior 2. So I'm going to take a step further back, maybe another 6 to 12 inches, and drop the right arm. Left is still reaching forward. I'm turning the torso towards the right side of my yoga mat, and then my hand is coming up over top of my right ankle. And here we're going to turn palms up, keep the elbows pointing up towards the ceiling, the elbow crease, and then rotate the hand so the palm turns down. Turn your head to look over the left fingertips. If this is too much for your shoulder at this point, it is absolutely okay to have them lower and just facing towards the right side of the yoga mat. This is a neutral shoulder position, and it should be easier and more comfortable. Always, always, always listen to your body. Tucking that tailbone under just slightly, keeping the rib cage over the pelvis, dropping the shoulder blades down the back, retracting the head. Excellent. And then we're going to drop the right hand down. Step the right foot forward. Feet together. Take a moment here. Feel free to wiggle the shoulders. And then we're going to step the left foot back for a warrior one on the other side. So this is about 3 feet stepping back, trying not to look. If you are able, 45-degree planting of the foot. So toes are pointing out 45 degrees. Bend the right knee so it comes over top of the right ankle. Try not to let the right knee cave in more over the arch of the foot, but keep pushing that knee out to the side. Pelvis is rotated forward towards the front edge of the mat. And then hands together. We're either going to reach up with the hands all the way overhead, keeping that belly nice and tight, or option to keep arms reaching forward, shoulder blades melting down your back. Reach that right sit bone towards the left inner thigh, tight tummy, ribs tucked in. Always working through that checklist of what's my posture? Where am I letting go when I should be holding? Or where am I holding that could be released? And then from here, we're going to drop the left hand and step that left foot back another 6 inches. Rotate the torso so that you're facing the left edge of the mat. Hands either palms facing forward, the left side of your mat, or if you want to bring your hands a little bit higher to shoulder height, elbow creases turned up towards the ceiling, palms towards the ceiling, and then rotate just the hands so the palms turn down. Keep thinking about that right knee. Is it over top of the right ankle or is it collapsed in? Lift the toes and then gently place them back down. Is the torso over top of the pelvis, or are you leaning kind of funny? Is the chest lifted? Is the head retracted and rotated to the right, looking over the right fingertips? How are your shoulders doing? Are they burning? They're working. Length through the spine. Crown of the head goes up towards the ceiling. If you're trembling, that's okay, as long as it's not pain. And then we're going to drop the left hand, bring the feet together, and a quick mountain pose, shaking it out if you need to. We're going to do a couple of seated things, and then you can do these in a chair if you need to. So I'm just going to come down like this. So let's place right hand on the left knee, whether you're in a chair or on the floor. Left hand comes behind. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, rotate. And let's add a little something here. Let's stretch that right hand over that left knee, almost like you're reaching towards the floor with that right hand. So it just activates and engages a little bit more for a little bit more active stretch. Keep the head retracted over the shoulders. And then we're going to unrotate. Left hand goes to right knee, right hand behind. Let's make a blade with the fingers and then stretch those left fingertips towards the ground. Head stays stacked over the spine. And then release. So if you are sitting in a chair, we're going to do something leaning forward over the toes. And if you're on the ground, go ahead and turn to the long side of your mat, or to be in line with the long side of your mat. And we're just going to bring the heels close-ish to us. Even if you're sitting, heels will be closer towards the legs of the chair. And then let's place our hands, if we can get them, around the toes and pointing towards the arches of the feet. So from here, we're going to press the toes down towards the ground and pull the spine back. Let the head release over the knees and release any tension in your neck. You do want to maintain tight abdominals here to support your spine. Great. And then we're going to walk the feet out maybe another foot further away from the legs of the chair or from your bottom. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to press on the toes as if we were pressing on the gas in the car. And then pull the belly towards the spine and push the back backwards. You're creating a stretch through the back. And then one more here. If you are able to get your legs all the way straight and keep the hands, or a little bend in the knee is okay. Keep the hands on the palm is the most important thing. Press the toes into the hands and pull that belly button towards the spine and stretch through the shoulder. Release the head, release the tension. And then let that go. Slide your hands up your legs. Nice tight tummy as you come up. And then we're going to make our way onto our backs. Or if you're in a chair, just scooch all the way to the back of the chair. And what you'll do is press your elbows into the back of the chair. You'll know what I mean in a second. So I'm going to lay down here. And we're going to do a bridge pose with the elbows pressing down into the floor or the back of the chair. So heels are going to come as close to the bottom as they can get. And fingertips are pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going to exhale, tighten the tummy, lift the pelvis, and gently press into the backs of your elbows. You can even, if you'd like, to add a little press of your neck into the floor. And if you're sitting in a chair, don't worry about the lifting the pelvis part. It's possible to do, but it takes a little coordination. So if you don't want to try that, that's okay. We're focusing on our shoulders today. Just press the backs of your arms into the back of the chair. And then release. We're going to do that 2 more times. The amount you press is totally up to you. So if you give a 20% contraction the first time, see if you can build it. So maybe this time we'll do a 50% contraction, pushing a little bit harder. Does that still feel okay in your shoulder? If not, back off. And if it does, maybe we'll try a little harder next time. Can you hold it the whole time? And release down. Okay, last time, let's try for 70% contraction this time. So exhaling, tightening the tummy, lifting the pelvis, pressing the heels into the ground, pressing the elbows into the ground. About 70% of a full contraction, as hard as you can go. And then if you want, a little head press too. Do you feel how it's different than a normal bridge? Notice how much of your body is working. And release back down. If you are on your back, let your palms turn up and back of your hands come to the ground. Let your legs lengthen out. If you're sitting in your chair, just let your arms rest beside you. You made it through the gentle yoga for the shoulder. Notice the shoulder. Might feel a little tired, but hopefully in a good way. Remember how important it is to respect your boundaries and to listen when your body is telling you that range of motion is not okay, or that was too hard of a push. Always listen to those cues and modify appropriately. It's important too to allow yourself this time at the end of a yoga practice to just relax. Some say it is as important as the practice itself. When you're ready, roll on to your side and then push up into sitting. The light and spirit in me honors and appreciates the light and spirit in you. Let peace be with you.